So certain topics I got into, I was on a show and I couldn't help but just thinking of certain topics, you know what I'm saying? That this is one of the reasons why I actually like talking to people, because it actually gets you to pretty much think about certain things, or it helps you build on certain things. Sometimes different perceptions and perspectives make a big difference, you know what I'm saying? While I'm very conscious of making sure that I keep an open mind to where people that I speak to's mentality goes, you get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm very grateful to be able to connect with different people. One of the things that question that popped up was about our history being erased, and knocking down certain statues, destroying certain things so that generations to come can't be able to know our history, you know what I'm saying? But the word history, his story, one of the things that I've noticed is that there's something in me that has really never cared and doesn't care at this moment about anything that happens, as far as like them destroying certain things about history, you get what I'm saying? And the reason why is because the way I see things is that you can't hide anything from me, you know what I'm saying? There's certain things where I can actually see a pattern as to where and how it's occurring, and then I'll look at it on the flip side and say, you know what, this wasn't for me anyway. Now I noticed that a lot of things happen, or a lot of scenarios, people, places, and things occur and happen, and the reason they occur is to get your attention there, you get what I'm saying? So if you look at the whole thing that's happened in the times of today, like all this tragedy and all these stresses, and the news media pumping fear and all that, and having to wear masks and all that. As I said, what's happening on the big stage is actually pertaining to you as well. And the reason I say that is this, because when you look at, for example, people in the conscious community or spiritual teachers, I always hear this: the big shift is happening, ascension is happening, people are waking up, right? So let's say that was so. What better scenario to put in play than panic on the planet to lower your vibration? You get what I'm saying? Now, nothing that's not natural or neutral can sustain itself, which is why schools closed, businesses closed, you know what I'm saying? And the reason why that is because this was never meant to be run this way. So things are starting to collapse, you know what I'm saying? And right now it's basically keeping your mental state strong and knowing why certain things are actually even happening, okay? Because I mean, look at what happened with the whole I can't breathe movement, people hashtagging I can't breathe. Even certain scenarios and things that happen on the big stage, you manifest that, or they'll make it manifest in your life at the moment. See, there's somebody I got into a conversation with where they're coming out and saying, man, I gotta wear this mask all day and it sucks. And I'm like, and they asked me, have you worn your mask or anything? They don't make you wear masks when you go into a store. I'm like, nah, man, I haven't worn a mask. Yeah, I still have to. I'm still yet to have worn a mask throughout this whole thing. I'm like, oh man, you're lucky and all that. But at his job, they force him to wear a mask. So I was like, man, how's it wearing a mask all day? That's gotta suck. And he's like, yeah, it sucks. It's a little hard to breathe. Now that kind of sparked something in me, because I'm like, it's a little hard to breathe. So he's telling me he's having trouble breathing, and that whole hashtag I can't breathe is what's happening with, is what happened where Black Lives Matter. And the guy I happened to be speaking to was actually a white guy, you know what I'm saying? So it don't matter who you are, where you are, what you're doing. If you're not standing your ground and you're following a system, you'll manifest certain things into your reality without not knowing. I was like, well, they're forcing him to wear a mask, because if not, he cannot work. Now, I don't see that in any way, shape, or form being normal, okay? Because they're saying adjust to the new normal. That ain't normal, man. All right? And if there was a shift happening where everybody's waking up, which I believe there's a big shift happening. The vibration is definitely coming up. People are waking up, ascension is happening. I'm all for that. But are you gonna actually ride that wave, or are you gonna ride the wave of the panic that they spread in the media, the things they supposedly force you to do, because nobody can really make you do anything. And nobody can do anything to you without your consent. But, you know, are you standing your ground and riding this new wave, or are you gonna stick and stay in the old world? Alright, so something to think about. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think it's about, you know, let me move, I can't wait to move out of the major cities and whatnot. And I've mentioned this before. How is that going to help you in any way if you haven't done your own personal work? Do you think that you going somewhere else is going to change the fact that you still have certain things within you that need special attention and help? All you're going to do is go to the next state that you think is better than the state you're in now and pollute it with your mentality and indoctrinations and your low frequency vibration. You get what I'm saying? So the whole change starts from you. It don't matter where you're at, but it's about being a coping machine where you can pretty much cope through anything. And if you have a strong mind, you won't let the distractions outside of you affect you, and you also won't let places, scenarios, situations, and things affect you, you know? And I made the example to, you know, you should be able to meditate in noises that would normally bother you because you're a coping machine. If those little things bother you, then you have to realize that even you going into a meditative state in silence would still deter your focus, because now you're going to have to deal with certain thoughts that are going to be distracting you unless you have that under control. So it's about being able to cope with a lot of things, and it's not being conformative to things. It's basically being able to know that you are more powerful and stronger than whatever is outside of you to not distract you or get you off course. And that's about it, man. We'll talk soon.